My name's David Readman and I'd like to welcome you to my Tuesday night fun and games live show. Every Tuesday night on YouTube at 8 o'clock. Come and join in. Hi, my name's David Readman, singer of Pink Cream 69, Voodoo Circle and many more. And I've just released the second single, The Fallen, from my upcoming record, Medusa. Came out on the 14th. Go and check it out. The Fallen is available on all good streaming sites. We're making this record together. Come and help me. Come and take a quick look. At the video on my YouTube channel. The link is below. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. Bye-bye. Good evening, everybody. My name's David Readman. Welcome to my Tuesday night fun and games mayhem. But tonight is different. Tonight is really different for 2 or 3 or 5 or many different reasons. But the big reason is tonight is really hot. It's incredible. Over here in the Netherlands, we've still got incredible weather. I hope you can hear me. Yes, I've been out in the sun. I don't know if you can see. Maybe I've got a bit of sunburn, whatever. I've got the pool set up in the garden. So I'm recording, as you can see. The mic's there. I'm finishing off the last parts of the track. I have not uploaded it yet to Spotify. I'm a bad boy. We're still waiting probably to send to the mix. It's all delayed. I'm still waiting for some video. And that's why I decided to move the whole thing, the whole release. But we still have a lot of music to listen to. We still have the 2 tracks. Let me just check to make sure before I blabber on. Let's make sure you can all hear me. And we've got 16 online. We got everybody in the house. Jenny J, as red as the Germans know anything. Oh, she can hear me. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Yeah, getting a bit red out there, you know what I mean, hanging out and enjoying the sun a little bit. So the best way I find is really to start recording, to record the vocals, take a quick break, get out in the sun, enjoy, swim a little bit, and then just analyze, listen to the track and decide what I'm going to change, you know, if I'm going to do some things a little bit different. And actually, funny enough, recently, because I were a bit delayed, I've started to have other ideas about this track, and I've just this moment, like half an hour ago, I've contacted somebody else to be involved in this track. Now, I shouldn't go too much into detail. I'm not going to do a reveal tonight. Last week was ZIBBY KREBS, the guitar player, the Polish guitar player, an incredible guitar player. Unfortunately, we couldn't do an interview because of language barriers, probably. The English language is not the best, but maybe we can set something up. But I just asked a singer to be involved on this next track. Now it's going to have to happen really quick, and of course there's going to be some video involved and the whole mayhem. But I thought to myself, you know what, this next track, let's do some kind of duet type thing. You know, and believe me, I have sung on tracks before, of course, with other singers and stuff like that. But on my last record, I did not do a duet on my solo record. But I thought this time, no record company, no time pressure. I can do what I very much want and what I please. And I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to do something a bit crazy. I'm going to pull in another singer on this next track. So it's going to be quite a surprise. It's not going to be a reveal tonight because it's not 100%. I've still got to send the demo and get a bit of feedback and decide what we're going to do. But I think it's going to really improve this track, and I think it's going to be really amazing. Let's have a look at... Oh my God, what's it called again? Kongstrong. Let's have a look who's online. 20 people. Natsuko. I'm doing really good. Japan in the house. Sam Scott, good evening. Mark. Okie dokie. Adrian Whittaker, good evening. You alright, mate? Now, Adrian, good friend of mine, he's going to be moving house quite soon, apparently, and his wife's going to be widening the doors. I don't know if they're watching TV tonight. That's the plus point of YouTube these days. You can watch it on your laptop, on your telephone, on the TV. You know, it's just incredible, isn't it? So he's just sent me a nice video. KOLAR ist auch dabei. Wahnsinn, finde ich Wahnsinn-Klasse. Hoffentlich hast du einen schönen Geburtstag gehabt. Nicht von dich selbst, aber du hast bestimmt irgendwann mal auch bald Geburtstag. Wer weiß, wer weiß. Mark, he's in the house. Sarah, of course. Hello, Mark. Everybody seems to know each other. Kate Barnwell, hello, everybody. Hope you're well, Kate. Recently, I did have my vaccination, the first one. I'm sure a lot of you out there have also had the vaccination. Some people may not want to do it. Some people might find it dangerous. Yeah, it's a risk that we take. I had mine on Friday, but more of that in a bit. Let's have a look who's online. Jenny J. Oh, good gracious me, not working tonight. Lovely to see you. Diana S. Greetings from Sacramento. Good evening. Well, my goodness me, it's a good turnout. We've got 20 people. If I've missed anybody, you know I didn't mean it. Or maybe I did. If you're just joining in tonight, we've got 19 people online, and I wonder who else is watching this, possibly. But if you're just tuning in tonight, my name's David Readman. This is my Fun and Games Mayhem show number 13, possibly. Lucky number 13. And so I'm live every Tuesday night. But it's been so warm recently that sometimes, honestly, I wonder if anybody's going to be out there. Anybody out there? Because it's just so warm, and there's, you know, it's just barbecue weather, and it's just incredible. It's going to stay like this for the rest of the week. So I'm always a little bit worried, you know. But either way, I'm in my studio at the moment, like I said, just finishing off the last part of vocals. We're getting there. I never realized that I was such a perfectionist. But just been in contact with Dennis, and you know, because he's busy as well. You know, it's kind of like one of these things, you got to fit it in. And of course, people are coming slowly, surely out of lockdown, you could say. They're getting the vaccination, and they're starting to do normal things, of course. So, you know, people have less time, but it's going well. The track's coming on sweet. And I just had guitars back from another track, but of course, it's not a reveal tonight. We're not going to reveal. But a guitar player from two incredible bands that you guys know. He did me a great favor, a great pleasure by playing on one of the tracks on the record. It's not going to be a single, unfortunately, but hopefully I have an amazing drummer as well on that track, who also played in really named bands. So these guys are doing me a massive favor. You know, they know me, we know each other. It's nice that we can finally work together. But that doesn't mean that, you know, they're going to be open-minded and do this, you know. So I'm really pleased that they decided to opt in and do it, you know. So anybody got any questions tonight on this amazingly warm evening where we should all be outside barbecuing? Oh, Grass is in the house. Hello from Juan Barcelona. You know, Mari's in the house. Hola, guapo. Yeah, man. My name is Mark. Yeah, you see, Mark, I try to pronounce your last name. Oosterwijk. Wijk. See, I'm struggling, you see. And Actor's in the house. Brazil's in the house. Absolutely incredible. Like I said, if you've got any questions tonight, Gracie says hello from Barcelona. Warm Barcelona. Now, it's warm everywhere. I don't know if the UK is still warm, but it's warm everywhere at the moment. It's burning hot. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm the kind of person, it sounds insane, insane. in this kind of weather in summer, I don't like to wear shoes. I just like to wear, I walk around barefoot, and it's possible that I might cut my feet on glass. It's very possible, but that's part of it. You know what I mean? It's just, building up the strength of your feet. I just love it. I just love, not wearing shoes. But unfortunately, when you do other things, sometimes you got to wear shoes, unfortunately. But yeah, Mark, I'm thinking about asking you actually, 2021 here. Yeah, it's just incredible. I mean, I'd say I was talking to somebody from Australia, and of course in Australia it's winter there now. So I mean, winter in Australia, I mean, it's not crazy cold. I mean, it probably doesn't really snow, but it just turned June, and it just sort of like went absolutely insane. Absolutely incredible. Climate change, Mark. Okay, here we go, Sarah. It's really nice to you. No, it's true. It's really nice to hear musicians supporting each other. Let's get the main chat thing going on here. That's cool. And then you can see what's going on. No, that's so true. That's so true. It's like there's been a big sort of like coming together. Like tomorrow night. Thomas Blug, a guy that I work with, he's got a live stream as well. It's very guitar-y. He's got Alex Bayrot, because they're both from Saarland, originally Saarlander guys, So to get Alex in his studio, in his vlog studio, it's not a big deal, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to that tomorrow night. So people are really coming together and doing things that they possibly wouldn't do normally. I mean, of course, we can't get out on the weekends. We're not doing any gigs. But next month looks quite good for me. In July, I should be hopefully in the Germany area doing a couple of concerts. I think it's going to be good. Who knows what's going to happen in between. There's all sorts of variants going on and all that nonsense. But we're coming together, and we are supporting each other. It's just incredible what's possible in these times, and you've got to make the best of it, because at some point we'll be out of this nonsense and we'll be able to get on with our lives and enjoy it like we used to. We still do, but times have changed a little bit. Something's going on in the chat here. UK weather report, too friggin' hot. Oh, that's great, Mark. His girl from America is watching now your show. Thank you. So Mark's girl is watching the show in America. That's fantastic. If you're watching now, I'm really glad that you've tuned in. I don't know what time it is there, but we got people from Japan, from Germany, from the Netherlands. We got, Brazil. Sometimes we have Australia tuning in, so it's incredible. It's just so fantastic. We do this on a Tuesday night, and it's up until now just been really incredible. We got 22 people online, even though it's absolutely burning hot out there in this part of the world. UK weather report, too friggin' hot. Stay inside until nightfall. Cracking the flags, they say. Cracking the flags. And I'm not talking about the English flag. I'm talking about the flagstones on the floor, like we used to say up north. But no, I know what you're saying. I know for a lot of people, they're not keen on when it gets too hot. You know what I mean? But I love it. I'm a northern boy. I'm not a southern person in that respect, but I love to get out there. I love the sun. It makes me feel alive again. I feel creative, Now, talking about the vaccine, what time is it? 1:15. Friday. Yeah, I went off and got the vaccine. You know what I'm saying? I got Moderna. It seems like to be like Pfizer. It's not Astra. I mean, some of you guys may have had Astra, of course, and I'm not knocking it. That's wherever you live, they whatever each country decides to give the people. But it seems like the Astra is a little bit of a problem in places. But my age group, which is quite old, they give Moderna here. So honestly, nothing really, apart from being very tired. being very tired. And I realized right away, the first hours, the first day or so, I realized something's different, you know. And yeah, you know, I've been doing my business as usual, been singing. But up until now, what can I say? No big deal, thank God. You know, it's possible by the second dose it might be different, but I didn't recognize anything apart from just having moments of just being so tired, you know, just like bam, the whole body's kind of shutting down and just sometimes falling asleep. But it's also so hot as well anyway that you know, that plus going out on my bike or whatever, and the vaccine, of course, you know, that's probably not going to work together. But hey, that's life. You got to enjoy the weather. What's going on in the chat? Oh, Gwen, how do you pronounce that last? Avigal? Gwen Avigal. Good evening, Gwen. She lives in East America, in the New York area. Okay, Mark. Wow, man. So Gwen's online in the New York area. I'm glad you're tuning in. If you want to chat a little bit, write something, feel free. That's so fantastic that okay, not everybody's got an account, of course. That's a little bit of a negative as far as YouTube's concerned, but so fantastic. The chat's going crazy tonight. We've got 24 people online. Oh, see, look, Gwen's on, but she seems to be called Gwen Coddington. Ah, okay. Okay, Grace has also had Moderna. Yes, his girl Gwen. That's fantastic. Lovely to see you online. Yeah, Kate, she had Astra. Like I say, I'm not knocking it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting it down. It's none of my business. But, you know, we've heard a few things. But, you know, at the end of the day, this is going off on a tangent, of course. But, you know, they reckon if you had, like, adverse effects to it, then it's working, your body's working hard to deal with it, you know. So, yeah, you know, it's an age thing as well. And but I feel fine so far. The only thing, honestly, that I do feel strange about a little bit now, I was fighting, I was desperate to get this thing, you know, and now I feel like I'm a part of an experiment somehow, you know, because that's what it is. You know, you can't make a vaccine normally in such a short amount of time. Of course, they've been experimenting on COVID type vaccines for many years, of course. You know, this is not something that they've just sort of thought up overnight. Of course, they probably had something like this already pretty fast, but of course you got to do the trials and everything. And the biggest trial, of course, is now. You know, trial and error type of thing, and see what happens. It's a shame because, you know, some people will get in trouble and will get sick, of course. But we're in a position where we've got to take what we can, because sort of eternal lockdown is just not an option, you know. But that's the serious side of tonight. Now it's time for a bit of mayhem, I think. Let's have a look. Sam Scott, are you considering doing any acoustic shows in the future, dude? To be honest, there's things coming in. Towards the end of the year, there's definitely stuff going on, which is really great. I love doing acoustic stuff. I enjoy doing acoustic stuff, but I tend to work honestly with an acoustic guitar player, because I maybe, you know, I have a couple of guitars on a wall and stuff like that. Which part of Germany? I have a couple of acoustic guitars on the wall and stuff like that, and I enjoy playing guitar, but it's more for writing personally. You know, I'm not the kind of guy that sort of sits down and plays a 2-hour set, you know, on the acoustic. I can probably just make something up, you know what I mean? But I prefer, honestly, to work with a great guitar player, especially nice pickings and stuff like that, with some kind of nice reverb and stuff like that. But who knows? But at the moment, honestly, and I think that's really important on my Fun and Game show. Transparency is pretty important. Honestly, there's nothing going on at the moment, really, in that respect. But things can change. You know, things are changing overnight. Like, you know, as you know yourself, people are getting more and more the vaccine, and, you know, slowly but surely we're opening up and getting out there. So let's have a look at the chat. Gwen, hi David. Old account. It is my maiden name. I'm in upstate New York, near somewhere I can't pronounce. Cortland. Dio was from here. Rods, etc. Ah, that's fantastic. Well, it's so great to have new people online. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, this is what it's all about. It's nice to have this show every Tuesday. Transparency is a big part of this show. 50% mayhem and 50% constructive streaming. Transparency is a part of the show, and I do wonder sometimes, you know, if I do it every Tuesday, if it's too much. And of course now it's been warming up, and people sitting outside and barbecuing and enjoying their Tuesday night. But it's so fantastic to see so many people, 24 people online, and it feels great. It feels great. Let's talk about the GoFundMe situation. Not moved recently, unfortunately. I think we're going to get there. We still got time. It's not moved. It was going quite rapid, slowed, and then, you know, improved a little bit. It's all good. T-shirts, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Recently, I saw. I don't have a picture, unfortunately. I saw Glenn Williams, my, you know, upcoming bass player, which he'll definitely be part of a track, and he was sitting on his birthday dinner somewhere in Australia wearing my T-shirt. So, I mean, it's just so fantastic. I got all these bleeps and bleeps everywhere. I better check that. You never know. It might be about the show. No, it's not. But T-shirts, boys and girls. Now look at these. We've got blue ones. We've got white ones. You can order black ones. We've got the Medusa Rock Chick. We got the Baby Rocker. So we got, you know, we got smaller T-shirts there in case you're like not necessarily my size, unfortunately, but for this kind of hot weather, we got all different sizes. Of course, we got black shirts. These happen to be the white shirts. If you've not ordered your shirt yet, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the link is, I'm sure, hopefully below, and all the money, of course, from the T-shirts, as I've said many times before, all the money goes back into the record, of course. It all gets pushed back into the record, be it mixing the record, be it artwork, of course, and stuff like that. Jobit's busy doing the final album artwork, and of course I'm putting the list together of all the people that's donated. So it's, you know, it's quite an amount of people, quite a long list of people that's going to be on the artwork in some shape or form. So that's going to be quite a task. But until I take on that massive task, I'm obviously, like I said before, I'm finalizing the vocals, and it looks like, once again, if you just tuned in, my name's David Readman, and this is my crazy Tuesday night fun and game show. Last week we had a reveal, so that means I pick out like a musician who will be playing on the next track. It's hard to keep tracking away. I'm good at keeping tracking away of the musicians that have played on the two tracks so far, The Fallen and Thunder from the Storm? Shelter from the Storm. So I'm quite good at keeping track. Each track is going to be different musicians. This next track will be the same drummer as The Fallen. You know, Michael is such an incredible drummer, and so fast, and he just records, you know, incredible. And you know, when you're working in this way, you know, you're sending tracks to people and they're sending stuff back to you. It has to be top notch. It has to have, you know, this amazing quality, so that I can send it to Dennis, you know, and he's not going to call me up and say, Dave, you know, what's this? You know, what's this you're sending me? So it makes it easier for us all, you know. The next tracks will, of course, I will have different drummers. I got another German drummer involved, a guy from the UK, and let's see what happens. Maybe a Dutch drummer, or even a Brazilian drummer. So, you know, there's not many tracks left. It's just like a jigsaw puzzle, and I'm still working it all out. And yeah, let's have a look. Let's go in on the chat, man. Oh, McCoy's is online. That's great. That's right. On this next track, we're going to have a bass player from Spain. Now, I don't know how much I gave away last week, and of course, and I do have video already from the bass player, and the bass player has already done its work, he, she, or whatever, and yeah, it's gonna be this next track's gonna be massive, and it's gonna be a really interesting, cool video. It's gonna be massive. There's a lot has to happen, of course, before then. Obviously, for me, you know, putting the video together and everything. But I got video from bass player, from the drummer, obviously myself, the singer that's going to be involved, of course. I need a video from them, of course. You know, that's going to be a future thing, but it's going to happen as soon as possible, of course. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be different. It's going to be different from the first two tracks. It's an up-tempo song, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, possibly a Brazilian drummer. Are you going to need the biggest bus? Yeah, I mean, you know, I know what you're saying in that respect. It would be amazing to have like a big stage somewhere and get everybody involved and, you know, bring everybody in, of course. And who knows? Who the hell knows? To, you know, if we could put this thing on stage and with a lot of the musicians that are involved. But, you know, quite often, honestly, you pull a band together, and I think a lot of some of these guys that's on the record, of course, they will be probably a big part of the band, of course, the solid band that I'll use to play the record live. But like my first solo record, I also had many people involved on that record as well. You know, I had Paul Logue on bass, a guy from Scotland. I had Tommy Denander, he's from Scandinavia, and I had Chris Smith, who is now the now drummer of Pink Dream 69. He played 5 songs. I had Dirk Brunenberg, Dutch drummer from Elegy, and also from Adagio. You know what the record I did with Stefan Forte. So also on that record I had a lot of different people, but it wasn't possible to play live. So live we had Chris on the drums. I had Roman Baselt on bass, who's now the bass player of Pink Cream 69. He worked his way up, you could say. I had for a time I had Uwe Reitenauer. He played in some of the gigs, and or at least for the video. Then I had Alex. I'd said Alex Bayrot on the British gig and the gig in Kerkrade in Holland. And that was probably part of the beginning of Voodoo Circle, you could say, because he'd played on my solo record, and you know, we'd worked together, and we did the Go Music thing with Martin Englund, and I think he probably realised, you know, why don't we do something together? And that was kind of like the birth of Voodoo Circle. And it is funny because you do stuff together where you think, it's maybe just like a one-off thing, and it turns into something special in the end. It's so funny how it all works, man. Let's have a look. Just imagine the stain. Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, I was finishing the vocals today. There's the mic. This is a mic that was also built by a friend of mine. Big mic, very cool mic. The stand is unfortunately a bit unhappy. But I ain't crazy. I mean, you know, some people probably do like a mic setup for hours. You know, I mean, you can set a vocal mic up for hours. I mean, back in the day, I've done a vocal setup for hours on end. You know, like singing stuff, and then, you know, doing like a setup with a vocal, and then starting the vocals the next day. These days, I just set it up, and the mic stand is a bit broken, unfortunately. I set it up, it's in front of my mouth, and I go. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I probably don't even warm up these days. My God, the corona spoiled everything. But yeah, like I said, I was you know, doing the vocals today, and slowly but surely getting a picture of what this track's going to be about. And then I had a brainstorm, like I said before, and decided to involve another singer. So let's see what happens. All right. I'm surprised Alex hasn't got you and Ralph together. Yeah, that'd be a cool thing. But, you know, me and Ralph, we go back a long way, actually. I mean, I met Ralph on the Electrified sessions, because we were in the studio recording the Electrified album with Pink Cream 69. And there's actually a track called Over the Fire. Now, if you look on the internet, you will find this somewhere. There's a track called Over the Fire. And on that track is myself, of course. Ralph Shapers is on that track. It's a long time ago. And DC Cooper is also on that track. It was a time when DC was in Germany for whatever reason. He's obviously from the States, and he was over at the time, and he was somewhere in the area, and he came in and he sang on that track. And also Ralph. Ralph is probably from the Stuttgart area, and he came over and he sang his part as well. So if you check it out, Over the Fire, it's from the Electrified record, and we got 3 singers on that track, and I don't think anybody realized that, actually, for a long time. It's a great track, a really fantastic track. Yeah, so check it out, man. It's just so fantastic, that we got involved all those years ago. And of course, a few weeks back we talked about the Brazilian tour that we did with Pink Cream 69. And actually, it's a bit of a rough video, but you could see Ralph also back then when we arrived at the airport. Basically, they filmed us arriving, and so we all go back a long way somehow. And I mean, I've met Ralph many times. We talked about singing. Great guy, fantastic singer. Noriko, I miss you out. Sorry, Noriko, from Japan. Great to see you. Amazing artwork that you do. Yeah, I think there'll definitely be a ballad on this. Ballad has always been, in a way, sometimes, quite often, my strongest point, you could say. I'm still piecing the record together at the moment. A big part of it is already recorded. But ballad at the moment, I have to sort of check my ballad back up. We've got a lot of noise going on here, which is not good, man. I'm just gonna deal with this. This is not good, man. So we'll deal with that, and let's have a look here. For whatever reason, it's making noise here. Normally, it wouldn't. What's that? Yeah. And Sarah says, is the other singer male or female? Blink once for male, twice for female. But wouldn't that be giving it away to everybody? No, I am not giving it away, because if I give it away now, it's going to spoil the reveal. It's going to spoil the final video. But I know what you're asking. It's a very good question. And, I'm not going to tell you, but what I am going to tell you is that if I would sing with a male singer, it might affect my ego. Moving on. Thank you, Noriko. Me too. I think I found a few months ago, actually, I check around for songs, and Ralph as well. That's actually how I discovered Room Experience. Yeah, that's also an amazing thing that I did. We talked about it before. With Gianluca. Amazing songwriter. Honestly, I haven't mentioned it to him yet, but he's somebody I really thought about, saying to him, look, man, maybe you've got a song or something like that we could work on for my record, because, this is what it's about. There are tracks on this record that I just wrote myself. Big part of my first record I wrote myself, apart from 2 tracks with Paul Logue, the bass player. and I've always prided myself on writing, you know, good songs and doing it myself. But, you know, I realize the influence that I have with Julien. He brings in a fresh air, man, that I just don't know if I could personally alone, if I could achieve that. And I think that's a good thing. You know, I'm a part of an older generation now, you could say, and he's younger. He's a young guy, and he brings in this fresh air, and I put my voice on it, and it just works together so well, so fantastic. I mean, sometimes you got to be a bit careful, of course. You know, I mean, you don't want to go too far away from, you know, what I've done before, and you know. But at the end of the day, you know, I don't have a record company. I can do whatever I want. But of course, I got my fans. I got you guys. I can't let you down. I want to make a good record, melodic record, and that's what it's all about. But these days, it needs to be a bit heavier. I think that's really important, and that's what we're striving to do. Looks like Mark's burping here. Good gracious me. Yeah, 23 people online. Absolutely incredible. Like I said before, the release of the next song, Madam Medusa, will be on the 2nd of July. I looked on my my birthday, the 6th of July. But I think that's through the week, so I went for the Friday. I went for the 2nd. That's how it goes. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I looked, you know, basically how much time I need. We do have 2 tracks that you guys can you've obviously listened to those tracks to death, of course, recently, you know, I hope. And you've checked them out on Spotify, of course. Checked and shared the videos. Bought the t-shirt. Like good people. But no, you know, we need a bit of time. The video is going to be definitely a bit more intense than the last 2 tracks. So there's going to be definitely time that's needed, and that's why I decided we're not going to release it in June. We're a bit delayed, so we're going to move it to July. And I noticed somebody online writing something like, "Was that in February?" Because the Americans, they do write it different. Or was it 4 or 5 days ago or something like that? But we are, believe it or not, we're in June. July, I, by the way, get my 2nd jab. So then I can do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? I can, you know, I can fly here and I can fly there. And yeah, right on. Anybody got any extra questions there? You know, because, yeah, we got people worldwide tonight. It's incredible. Jenny J, as long as you're not going to sing Schlager, it will be all right. Yeah, you know, I mean, you know, there are people out there doing different stuff, and that's okay. I mean, there are people from the same kind of genre, and they're doing different stuff, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And I actually have thought about doing Schlager in my life, you know, just for fun. Hello again, ich sag einfach hello again. Ich hoffe du. I can't remember. I actually knew that song. Ich sag einfach hello again. Mr. Carpenter. I think he's actually from South Africa, and he moved to Germany at some point, and he started a Schlager career in Germany, and did quite well actually. Noriko, where was the PV for the Almanac Self-Blinded Eyes taken? It looks very cold mountain. That's a really good question, because that was somewhere in Germany. Where was it exactly? It was kind of like, I think it was on the Mosel, on the river, and basically it's an amazing river that basically, I think it possibly connects to the Netherlands, but I think that's the Rhine, and it's kind of over the border. It's not too far away from the Dutch border. Yeah, I've been on a boat before, I think, going on this river. I mean, maybe somebody else can help me out on this one. And on the mountains there, in many places, there's these amazing castles. So we, you know, wasn't easy. I think we spent quite a few weeks organizing, being able to actually play and do this video on this castle. And it was winter. It was winter, so we were up there in this really, on this really cold mountain, you could say, in this castle. Inside it was even colder, but it was just an incredible day. It was like you just went for it, you know. You just basically ran around with those jackets on, you know, the almanac, typical almanac type jacket, which I wore in the Fallen video just for fun. And it was sort of a typical sort of video day, you know. Obviously not very nice weather, very cold. And yeah, you know, I think they spent a day with actors basically, and then the second day we continued doing the almanac stuff. It was an amazing day. It was at a time when, you know, working with almanac was a good time. You know, obviously Michael KOLAR, the drummer, on the second track and on the new track, and Armin and Andy B. Frank, of course, from Brainstorm was involved in the band. And it was just an amazing time at that time. The second video we made in the Czech Republic. We were on tour at the time. We did the Masters of Rock. I do actually have some backstage footage somewhere. I think it's possibly on the vlog as well, but I do have other footage. And also of the making of, actually, of the video, the second video. So incredible stuff. And the second video was a little bit more fun. It was a busy day, and the crazy thing is about that video is we were in Czech Republic, and I think we were in a place that wasn't too far from the German border, but still it's a long way. It's like 4 or 5 hours drive to Stuttgart, for example. So we did the video. It was like 1 in the morning, and then we drove through the night back to Stuttgart. So it was like 5, 6 in the morning, something like that. And I said to the guys, I am not continuing in this car. It's dangerous. I got on a train and continued to the Netherlands. I was absolutely destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. Corola's laughing. Oh, guttural metal, yeah, it's not my kind of thing. Some screaming going on. Adrian likes that. Corola's laughing. Mark asks, what is your favorite Led Zeppelin? Let's go back to the main chat video. I think that's a cool thing. What's your favorite Led Zeppelin song? Riders on the Storm is my favorite Led Zeppelin song. No, that's the Doors. I think, honestly, I got to say A Whole Lot of Love. But I like anything up until the last few records. You know, the first 2 or 3 records. I like When the Levee Breaks. You know, up until the last records, I like probably all Led Zepp stuff. The last records are a bit strange. Some reggae type sort of stuff going on. I can listen to it, some great riffs, but I don't like how Robert sings on those records. So it's difficult for me as a singer to accept what he's doing there. But either way, it's all godlike. Oh, A Whole Lot of Love, of course, man. How were the actors chosen? To be honest, I don't really know. I don't really know. I think there were some actors that were chosen from probably from the video guy. I think it was a really top video guy that made that video that we met. German guy, quite famous, and I have to look for the name actually. And I think he had these actors. He brought them in on the first day. So, you know, obviously I think we didn't have really much to say, but, you know, they were dressed. They were dressed to fit the time, the Tsar time in Russia. Kashmir, yeah. You know, I do like Kashmir, but what I don't like about Kashmir, I don't like the way it's recorded somehow. I find that time, I think it was Physical Graffiti, the whole record, I find that time the way it was recorded. I don't like the way it was recorded. I like the first two. The second record, the recording was just absolutely amazing. The sound, but the physical graffiti record, I just don't enjoy it. And Kashmir is such an incredible song. And then you heard there was a cover of it, unfortunately by some rap artist. I think it was P Diddy or whatever. With Jimmy, he did that at some point. And then you heard the power of that riff and the drums, man. It was just incredible. I do like that song, and I performed it live with Thomas Blug actually many years ago at the street festival in Saarland. And it's a very difficult song. It's more difficult, you could say, to perform that song than to listen. But just looking now, and I can see it without my glasses, just as incredible. But who's online tonight? It's Armin Alec. Armin, hey man. That's just incredible. Let me just check this thing out real quick. Armin's online now. Armin played with ALMANAC. He was the bass player on the first record. And Armin is also involved in this record. But there's only one thing to do in these situations. Let's see if it works out. A bit of Russian roulette for you guys. Not loud though, the phone, is it? Oh, come on, Armin. Yeah, I'm doing the Russian roulette thing. I'm calling Armin up, of course. I'm going to have a quick chat. Yeah. Here he is! You're live on my show tonight, young man.
Hi, man.
You know,
so cool.
Armin is like the podcast king, man. He's not only an amazing bass player, amazing musician, amazing guy, but he is the podcast king.
Well, let's not overdo it, but thank you.
Hey, man, I only have amazing people on my show, believe me.
Yeah, I know, I'm following. And it's really cool that we get it together so spontaneously right now, because to everyone out there, I didn't know that David would call me. So it's very
No. Everybody knows what I do. This is you could say the Russian part of me, the Russian roulette part of the show, where I sometimes, pick up the phone. It could be somebody who's on the chat, of course. So everybody's quaking in their boots. Everybody's shaking in their boots, whether I'm going to call them up or not. And it has happened, of course, in the past. Sometimes I've called people, they're driving the car, or they're on the toilet even, probably. And, anything happens. But it's so fantastic to have you on my show tonight. And, I always try and get a video guest if possible. But, it's not easy to find somebody who's got like a video camera and they feel good about, being on my show and being open and just talking about anything. It's not easy to do that.
Yeah. I mean, for me, this would have worked as well, but I think it's cool like this, Because I was just at home, and I was just checking, and I saw that you are live, so I just said, okay, let me see what David's up to. Very cool.
Well, this is what I call my fun and games show, and it's really just about, honestly, I took to the air live to anybody that's maybe just tuned in tonight or whatever. I really took to the air because of the times, the situation. And it's just great being part of this whole little family that we've built up together. At the end of the day, we're making this solo record together. By the way, guys, Armin is going to be part of the record. He's already played his bass part on one of the tracks. There will be some kind of reveal coming up, of course. It won't be a single because I you know, I cannot make a video for every track on this album. It's gonna kill me. It's already aged me about 10 years, I think, the last 2 videos. But
especially video work is so much work, man.
It's so tough, you know, and it's so funny because I'll make a video and then you'll get somebody, you know, it's a DIY video, it's a video that I made myself, and then somebody else will comment, yeah, well, you know, it's a little bit too dark, and you know, yeah, the contrast, and then the green background, you're obviously using a green back, and I'm like, you know, man, you know, give me a break, man, you know, like 3 months ago, you know, I'd never even switched on a computer before, so.
Yeah, and I mean, you know how it goes. I mean, it's always very simple to. The easiest thing is always to complain, but what I think, you know, as you mentioned, me doing a podcast, that's something which I started to do when the first lockdown came last year.
Yeah.
It was an idea I had, you know, and it just felt like the right thing to do at that time, and it's still going on. But what I wanted to say, like, I mean, you, same as me, you know the music business before the internet and before all the modern stuff. And I mean, ain't it crazy what possibilities we do have right now? I mean, to do stuff like that, like you do right now from home.
Yeah. You know, it was always there, and there are musicians that's always been doing some kind of YouTube thing, and I just didn't get I didn't get on the wagon. I missed the boat somehow along the line, and I just didn't take it serious. And I know that someone like Thomas Blug, he's been doing it for a long time. He's built up his audience, and it took me honestly a long time to build up the confidence to do something like this. You know yourself, you know, standing on stage with your bass or singing, this is what we've been doing for many years. You know, it's not a big deal, you know, standing in front of 6,000, 7,000 people, absolutely no problem. But to sit here alone in your room and just go live like this and chat with the people and discuss and, you know, and just have fun and talk about upcoming things and stuff like that. You know, now it's like second nature, but in the beginning, it was a big learning process, you know, and...
yeah, same for me with my show. I mean, it's a different ball game than playing music, as you said, which we do for so long now. But when I recorded my first... I mean, my show is, as you know, is just I'm having a guest. And I hope you will be on in the next season. And so you just put some questions together and just talk. But also, you know, in the beginning, I was very excited when I did the first recordings.
Yeah.
And by now, I mean, I think I'm now at episode 25. You know, it's a little bit more. Yeah, it's not, you know, still exciting when I have a guest, which I really love to talk to. But I don't have to think anymore about it.
Yeah,
it's like there's more flow in it.
It flows more, it's second nature. Can you tell us, is there some kind of link to your podcast?
Yeah, it's called. Thank you for allowing me to, you know, to put it in here. The show is called Talking Spirits Podcast, and I have a website. It's www.talkingspiritspodcast.com, and you can also find it on Spotify and iTunes, and on YouTube also. Although we don't do video so far. Right.
So it's
audio.
If we look for Talking Spirits in Apple and Spotify and places like that, you definitely can find. I mean, like I said, you know, you've already, if I'm right, you've already won an award, I think, for your podcasts.
No, it's not so far.
Not an award, but there was in the charts, podcast charts.
Yes. Well, what happened? There was one episode with the very famous and amazing German bass player Klaus Fischer, and this episode was listened to by so many people that we entered. You know, we went pretty high in the charts, like for music interviews in Germany. We were in top 10 for like 2 weeks, which is amazing for a little show like mine, which is only me. Basically, you know, same as with you. It's only me who's doing it. So, yeah.
No, absolutely. I think it's fantastic. Thank you for being involved tonight. we're coming to the top of the show now, and thank you for answering the phone and being part of the show tonight. And
Yeah, man.
see you.
Thank you for calling me. And
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's great to have you on my show, and hope to see you in real life very soon. Because remember, back then in those days when we were on, playing live and doing all the things we used to do together. But it's been a long time, hasn't it? It's been about 2 years, or even 3 years.
no more. I left ALMANAC in beginning of 2017.
Oh my God! Good gracious me! So
it's been a while, but I also want to say, it was really lots of fun to play on your record lately.
Thank you so much. Of course, that's important. Yeah.
I'm really happy that we are still connected and still hanging in there. And so, thank you, and also thanks for everyone who's listening.
Well, I'm sure everybody's really happy to listen to our little interview tonight. And by the way, the track that Armin's on, actually, the drummer is also Michael, of course, from ALMANAC, and obviously myself. So we got a big part of ALMANAC actually on that track, which is a bit of a crazy thing. It's probably not even allowed, but in Russia. But anyway, wish you all the best, my friend. Wish you all the best, my friend. Thank you so much. That's Armin Alec, an amazing bass player. Go and check out his podcast. What was it called again? Talking Spirits. I have a terrible memory, my friend, especially after the vaccine. You know what I mean? All right, man. Thank you. Take care, my friend.
Yeah.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
Armin Alec, we're coming to the top of the show. Thank goodness for that. I wasn't sure. I always like to trying to get a guest on the show, but unfortunately, like I said before, it's not always easy to get somebody who's got the video and doing the whole thing. He came online there and I thought there's only one thing to do, but I have actually tried to call him before, but tonight he came through. Check out his podcast. It is in English, so he's doing some amazing work and doing interviews with different people, and I also hope to be part of his podcast as well at some point. Like he said, at the end of the day, it's the musicians coming together, doing different things, still being out there, and that's what it's all about. Who's online? We've got 26 people online. Wow, man. Thanks, Mark. Great vlog again. David, thank you so much, my friend. Oh, love a cob podcast. We'll check it out. Yeah, I mean, But shut the front door. Do you have legs? Blimey, it must be warm. Shut the front door. Yeah, people always mention things. I love the lyrics, and he took the world from in danger. What was the inspiration behind it? Well, actually, on that song was about the war, the Second World War. Transparency is part of this vlog, and that was about the Second World War, about a dictator, someone like Hitler or something like that. We decided to take on that as a subject, and that's what we did. Listen up, folks, it's top of the hour. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to probably get back to the track now. I'm going to get a little bit of backing vocals on this next track and arrange the guest singer. I'm going to send a quick demo to this person that I mentioned. We're not going to reveal it just yet, but this is going to be massive. That little delay that we have at the moment gave me a bit of an idea, a brainstorm, and it's going to be amazing. Thank you so much to everybody for checking out tonight, being part of it. It's so warm. I'm going to get out and enjoy the evening. Thank you. See you next week. Hopefully we've got a little bit more news for you, as in a single, and maybe by then I hope to have a little video and a little teaser about this next track. Thanks to everybody that's online tonight. The whole world's been involved. Thanks to Armin, Talking Spirits. Check out his podcast. Thank you for listening tonight. We got 26 people online. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Thank you to everybody. Oh, Spirits online. Thank you. If I didn't mention you, Andy's online. Andy Rothmeyer. Cheers, my friend from Austria. It's the top of the hour. And at this point, there's only one thing to do. We're going to switch the machine off. Even the machine's warm. Blooming heck. There's only one thing to say, and that is adios! My name's David Readman, and I'd like to welcome you to my Tuesday night fun and games live show. Every Tuesday night on YouTube at 8 o'clock. Come and join in. My name's David Readman, and I'd like to welcome you to my Tuesday night fun and games live show. Every Tuesday night on YouTube at 8 o'clock. Come and join in.